Hi, you're watching the KXUA-UATV Studio Concert Series. I'm your host, Crust A, and tonight's guest you may recognize from the Walton Arts Center and maybe from the 2009 Razorback Yearbook. I have Klye Lee with me today.
Hello.
How you doing?
Happy to be here. I never thought I'd see the day I'd, be on the university TV station. It's kind of a joy. I really don't know. I don't have a whole lot to say, but I guess you could lead us.
I'll facilitate. All right. So probably one of the biggest questions that a lot of people have: do you and the Walton Arts Center have an understanding?
I got a little bit of an understanding. I've had some run-ins with the police and all that. And just some kind of tough times. I've had to face for doing my thing, but The deal I got down there is they really don't mind me, playing as long as, they get the show over with and I'm not intruding on them, or, messing with their show and.
Do you steal any of their fans?
Well, I've had people come out the door and listen to me. I don't know about stealing, but definitely, I've definitely tried to hustle while there's people around,
Definitely. It's always my on the way to something entertainment, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, how often do you play there?
I play there pretty much every weekend, every Friday and Saturday night.
Okay. So anytime during the weeks, do you ever just feel like you gotta play and just go out there?
I used to, at one time, when I was really starting out, I played there just about every night, because I didn't have nothing to do, and I'd work there all day, and, what else am I going to do, I didn't have a wife and kids at the time or nothing, and, so I just grabbed my guitar and, just tried to talk about how I really felt, as a person, and I just go down there and play the guitar, and, some people seem to like it, some people, seem to frown on it, but.
I think it's great. I think it adds character, a ton of character, especially to one of the more plain parts of town.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not trying to be weird or anything by saying this, but I just don't see nobody in this area that plays real rock music, real rock and roll blues music. That's why I feel, I guess, I've gone down there and started from the bottom instead of the top. Just to, I guess, to be a fool and then become cool.
Hey, I think it's cool. Well, yeah. How long ago did you start doing this?
I started I started playing when I was about 10, and I started playing at a little country music show in West Fork called Little Opry, and I did that when I was about 10 years old, and kind of played some old Elvis Presley tunes and some old blues tunes, and I got my start there, and then I started playing at different little venues around the town, and I just kind of, my dad taught me a lot. He's from Florida, and he was a musician, and I just kind of wanted to rebel against what he was doing and kind of, do my own thing. And, that's what was kind of foolish about what I'm doing now. I'm kind of not doing trying to do what everybody else is doing. And just
you got to do it your own way.
Yeah.
If you were just some guy that played in a club, I probably wouldn't notice so much as the fact that you're the guy that plays at the Walton Arts Center. There's no other guy that just plays at the Walton Arts Center.
Yeah.
So I think it is a special thing. Can you tell me a little about the band that you played with, or the multiple people you've played with?
Yeah, I had a couple bands, and there's a lot of trouble involved in that. I just we had a band called Night Blues, and I had a band called Klye Lee and Some Hard Times, and we played all over, every place I could play, in the area, and just doing straight up rhythm and blues, rock and roll, and. The hard thing about it was, I couldn't find people that want to stay with it. Everybody want to quit. It seems like when it starts getting hot. And I don't know why that is. I think some of it had to do with me and the music I was doing and the way I was playing it. But, to be honest, I really don't care personally, because, I'm not greedy for money to do what I do. If anything, I'm a little selfish for respect. And that's definitely why I'm here today. I just want to play and, help other people if I can, and what I do, and kind of share what I got.
Great. Well, whenever I first met you, you told me you had 2 CDs out, and Recently, when I talked to you, you said you had one more. Do you want to tell us about all three?
Yeah, I got a demo CD I did back in 2007, and you know, it was pretty cool. It was just a 4-song demo, and I did that with Night Blues, and it was in December 2007. I actually have them. Probably I'll give away. I'm not going to sell them, but I will give them away. But I do have a CD I'm going to have out here pretty soon, and it's going to be coming out probably about June or early July. I haven't recorded it yet, so I don't want to tell you a lie and say it's going to be out a certain date. But I'm definitely going to do it, and I'm going to do a lot of original songs, and there's going to be a couple cover tunes probably nobody's ever heard. That's under the age of 70. So.
There's a lot of 70-plus-year-olds out there anyway.
So.
Well, where do you do your recording?
I do it. Last place I did that with Chris Studios.
Okay,
and,
over by Ben Jack's?
Oh, by Ben Jack's, yeah.
Cool.
And, you know, it's just a little place. The guy runs it. His name's Darren, and he's a pretty straight-up fella. You know, he did me right the first time, and so, you know, I'm going to go back again and tell him what I want to do, and hopefully he'll give me a good deal.
Definitely. I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to tell me, what are your influences in music? You've obviously been into it since you were 10, so
yeah.
What'd you start with? How did it progress? What do you like now?
I started with like, you know, kind of just like rhythm and blues gospel, and I played a lot of that, and, you know, and I really liked a lot of the old black music, you know, a lot of people don't play no more, you know, seriously. Kind of like John Lee Hooker and, you know, a lot of stuff like that, you know, more your darker kind of, you know, working blues. And I started doing that, and then I got into rock music a little bit as a teenager, and I kind of learned a lot of my more of aggressive side from the rock, and more of my work side from the blues, and you know, just learning it and living it. And you know, I lived in the country a long time, and then I moved to the ghetto, and I lived in there for a little while, and I got to see what that was like. You know, it's totally different from living way out in the woods with. And you know, I kind of a two-sided story. You know, when you live something, it's going to reflect off you. You know, and that's kind of like what I do with the music. You know, I kind of try to express what I've lived and what I've been through and why I love what I do. You know, and why I want to someday do this for a living. I hope.
Hopefully.
I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm definitely going to give it everything I got. You know. So.
That's all you can do.
Yeah. But that pretty much sums up the influences and all that.
Well, I guess my last question, is there any way to contact you for a gig, to play, just because they're interested?
Yeah, I got a number. I used to have a manager, but he died. And so I just do it myself now. I got a number, 479-236-2392. You can call me at that number. If you're interested and you like blues, you like this kind of music, you know, I'll pretty much play anywhere. I'll even play in jail, you know. Cool. If they offer me, you know, I'd like to play in jail, you know. I would play in church, but they just don't like my music anymore. So I guess them days are over.
You got to find a real progressive place or something.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll play for anybody. You know, I'm not biased or anything like that. You know. As long as somebody wants me there, I'm willing to play, you know.
Well, you can wear a suit, a polo shirt, or nothing or something. And you can check them out at the Walton Arts Center every weekend. And again, thank you, Klye Lee. And we're going to have some music from you, so stay tuned.